So what's the like best way to have a good blood flow in our brain? Like do some exercise daily, like, or that's the best of way, or there's some of the other ways as well.
Yeah, no, there's many ways that you can improve perfusion. Well, first of all, you want to make sure that you have a healthy blood pressure. So if you do not have healthy blood pressure, if you have hypertension, you want to get that corrected. And sometimes people don't even realize drinking enough water is really critical to keeping your blood flow healthy. So you want to make sure you get your daily quota of water in. And I talk about this in the book. Men should be drinking 3.7 liters of fluids per day. Women, that's 125 ounces. Women should be drinking 2.7 liters of fluids per day. So that's about 90 ounces. And when I talk about that, fluids can be water, but it can also be from hydrating fruits and vegetables. But when we break it down, an easier way to think about it, so that's sort of the standard recommendation for people. I also say you can take your body weight, divide it by 2, and that's how much you should be drinking in ounces of fluids each day. And I say water, because we say, you know, if the brain's 75% water, it's not 75% coffee, tea, diet soda, vitamin infused water. The pure water is great. So in getting to that equation, if you weigh 200 pounds, divide that by 2, that's 100. That person would want to drink 100 ounces of water.
The body weight you're talking here is in pounds or in kg? Pounds, right?
Pounds.
Pounds.
Okay. Yeah, pounds. Good point. So if I'm talking about pounds, so if you weigh 200 pounds, we divide that by 2, that's 100. You want to have 100 ounces of water each day, which is 50 ounces, about 1.5 liters. So I try to make it simple for people. It'd be like getting 2 1.5 liter bottles of water, but you know, I prefer people either drink their water like a purified filtered water, or water in glass bottles, because we don't want the plastics. You know, the plastics that the water comes in can leach bisphenol A, BPA. So we want to really make sure if we're having our water and try to get it from the cleanest sources.
I'm just amazed, like you're saying like 3.7 liters at least for men, 2.7 liters for women. If we think about
I will tell, it's a lot. It's a lot of fluid.
Yeah.
When I would teach these brain-directed weight loss groups, so I taught people how to get brain healthy. The very first thing I had people do was track how much water they drink each day, and to get to the appropriate quota. And why is this important? Most people don't realize that we lose about 1.8 liters of fluids per day just through respiration, right? Our breathing, our urination, our perspiration. So to be really healthy, we want to keep drinking water, and you want to do it throughout the day. One of the beauties of drinking water is that if you're trying to stay lean or lose weight, the more fluid, sometimes people mistake the hunger for thirst. So when you're drinking the water, you actually may end up consuming less food, which is good, taking in less calories because you're making sure you're well hydrated. Do you drink enough water per day, Harpreet?
Not like 3.7 liters. So I'm going to definitely track my
glass.
I also have a glass.
Good.
You said tax your water. So tax some just regular water, also fluids coming from vegetables and as well. Like, can we also track that?
20%. So you can take that amount that you need to drink, and around 20% can come from the hydrating fruits and vegetables. So your watermelons, your citrus. I have watermelon and citrus fruit. I mean, I am a fruit person. The fresh squeezed green juices, you can get that through decaffeinated teas, herbal teas, all of your vegetables. So all of that not only is great for hydration, but then you're getting fiber and micronutrients, phytonutrients. So yeah, it's just a smart, what it is a smart strategy to help supporting your long-term brain health and your cells. Water is what helps, clear waste from our cells. So we want that. It helps the cells to continue to be metabolically active. And I don't think people think about their hydration status as much as they should. So.
No, I completely agree with that. I wasn't thinking about that before.
Hey?
Yeah. Uh,
Well, that's
that's
why when you do water,
yeah.
and you know, in the book, I mean, I talk about fresh squeezed juices. I do
Yes.
fresh juices daily. So when I'm working on meeting my hydration quotient, I always wake up, right? So, you know, you're sleeping for 8 hours, 9 hours, and your body is in, you know, a dehydrated state when you wake up. So the first thing you should do, I have 1 8-ounce glass of pure water. Then I do a second 8-ounce glass and I squeeze a little bit of lemon, but that's because we have lemon trees. So it's really easy for me to do that. And then I'll have a 16-ounce green juice. And I do just whatever greens I have, the celery, cucumber, kale. I might throw in the pear and a little beet. And then right there, you know, I've already gotten 32 ounces. That's just starting my day.
And it's only like just like starting your day. You just woke up, and that's how
Yeah,
much.
you know, most people start their day with a cup of coffee,
Yeah.
which, you know, boosts your cortisol, right? And okay, so it keeps you alert. But I would say start with the water first, and then if you really need your caffeine, then do your caffeine. So I feel like having a glass of water is a way to nurture your brain and your body.
Yeah.
And most people don't realize just a 1 to 2% drop in hydration can cause brain fog. So when, you know, I it's after working with so many people helping to restore their health and their brain health, this is just one of those easy things that you can do. And I promise if you start tracking it, you'll realize when because I carry water with me everywhere. And I realize when I start to get dehydrated, my mouth gets dry and I'm like, oh, you know, I need to get water. So it'll make you more conscious.
I read in the book also, like you mentioned, there were 3 incidents happened with you, like you were
Oh,
dehydrated and you almost fainted in front of the crowd.
I did. Yeah, no, I actually had a real problem with that. I forgot that I wrote about that in the book. I fainted in some really prominent places, you
Yeah.
know, giving a presentation in front of the Department of Neurosurgery at Cedars. Uh, I did not realize this was back in my 20s, early 30s. I did not realize I wasn't drinking water at all. I'm talking no water. I would just do my green juices. I knew those were important,
Yeah.
but I really didn't realize, especially when we're putting ourselves into a sort of more heightened stressful state. So if we're giving a presentation, you know, we have to be on our A game. You want your body to be well fueled. And really now I don't do any presentation without having a green juice, water, anything, because I also know I'm going to be mentally sharper.
True.
Yeah.
There's so many types of water, like we're talking about water. Like, let me ask this question.
Sure.
In Canada, like, well, me and most of my friends just like to drink tap water. My
Uh-huh.
friend, there's also one of my friend like who love to drink bottled water,
Yeah.
and some are drinking like sparkling water. Like,
Yeah.
is there any difference, or it's just water and we can just crack it as a regular water?
Well, I look at things on a continuum, and I'm really sort of mindful of this when I'm talking about it. First of all, I want you to get water in. So if you are, so just drink water. If you need to get it from the tap, if you need to get it from the bottle, if you need to get it sparkling, let's get the fluids in your body. Then you go, well, what's the healthiest choice that I can make? I actually think the more that I'm learning about the impact of plastics and water that's been in a plastic bottle and maybe has been heated, you know, as it's getting transported from point A to point B, those plastics are not really great for your health. And so for me personally, I get it from our tap that has a filter. So I use a Pro Pure filter, and I filter all of our water, whether it's something I'm drinking or it's in our shower. So I think drinking filtered water is great. drink it in bottled water if that's the way you prefer it. But I would advise thinking about switching. It's better for our environment, right? Less plastics. And we think about it a lot here in Los Angeles. My husband is a surfer and loves the ocean, and we recycle. So we're really mindful about even the use of plastics. Sparkling water, I know a lot of people enjoy that. That's fine for a treat. Sometimes I tell people it's like if you're taking the carbonation in, that could be a little more acidic to the system. So I would recommend the pure, clean tap water. And I talk about in the book, you can find out, depending on where you live, how clean your water is. I think that's a really important question. But if you get a filter, you're good to go. So I would say filtered water or water that has a little squeeze of a lemon, lime, some kind of citrus that turns slightly alkaline when it hits the stomach. So yes, it's acidic, a lemon is acidic, but that sort of alkalinity is really good for cellular health. We know that, vegetables can make the pH of the blood slightly more alkaline. Really, the body is always buffering things, but we take in sort of the standard American diet. We're taking in more foods and things that are acidic to our system, meats and proteins and sugars. So balancing that by having the greens and having the water with a little bit of lemon is, I think, the smartest strategy.